Saying Army, welcome to the video. So today we got a new client transformation video for you guys. As always, I want to shout out and thank my client Alex for allowing me to share his transformation and journey with you. A little background on Alex. He is 30 years old, 5'8". He had a goal to cut down from 217 pounds down to 180 pounds. Now, we couldn't quite get there given our time constraint. However, he is well on his way to hitting that goal. Also, here's Alex's starting pictures. As you can see, Alex has a solid base build. You can tell he works out. However, like a lot of people, he holds a lot of body fat, especially in that stomach, lower back area, chest, back. His arms are relatively lean, but like most people, just holds his body fat in his stomach and lower back. I also asked Alex if he had anything to share, and this is what he had to say. I've always been in decent shape for the majority of my life. I'm a first responder, and after COVID hit, like most people, I struggled to stay active and ended up gaining an excessive amount of weight due to the amount of hours I had to work and lack of gyms in my area to use. I ended up being the heaviest I've ever been. It was physically and mentally draining and discouraging. I was going back and forth with restrictive diets, making some progress, but then eventually gaining everything back in the end, only to feel worse. I was slowly losing myself and knew that I needed to make a real change, not only for myself, but for my family and my professional career. Matt really helped me out with taking a slower approach with things by dieting on as much food as possible and while still being able to enjoy the foods I loved as long as it fit in your macros. Hashtag flexible dieting. I have never really done that before, and it was difficult to get used to at first, but eventually I was able to get used to it and everything started working out. I know that there is still more time and effort I have to put in to end up getting to my final goal weight, but with the tools Matt provided to me, I have no doubt in my mind that I will get there. I have no doubt either. The process is slow. I would get discouraged at first, but now looking back to where I started, it is worth it. You have to trust the process and take it week by week. The best lesson I learned is do your best to plan ahead. I struggled to hit certain macros some days, but the more I started to plan ahead, the easier it was. I learned how to lose weight while keeping it off and still enjoying with foods I loved, and as long as it fit with my macros. I can see and feel a great difference in myself, which has improved my family life with my kids and also in my career. I know now I have it in myself to make a change for me for good. It is never too late to make a change for yourself. I just want to say thanks again to Matt and his patience and help. He's a great coach and I really do appreciate him for helping me get myself back on the right track with my health and fitness. Thanks again, Matt, and Saying Army. Nothing more to be said, but I'm super proud of Alex and his transformation, and this is just the beginning. Let's get into the transformation. Week 1, macros 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 220 grams of proteins. Cardio was 1 session of 300 calories. New average low weight was 212.9 pounds. Since he started about a 4-pound drop, a lot of it which will be water weight. As Alex mentioned, she's very new to dieting. We had to teach him flexible dieting and build that consistency up. Here's his week 1 pictures. As you can see, he does look less bloated. Lighting's a little bit different than the previous pictures, but he definitely does look less bloated. Looks like his body's tightening up just a little bit, and that's what happens when you start fine-tuning your macros. You increase the protein, adjust the carbs and fat, and just get him a little bit more active. So let's keep on going. Week 2, macros exactly the same, 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 220 grams of proteins. Cardio went up to 2 sessions, 300 calories. New average low weight was 209.7 pounds. So another over 3-pound drop from the week prior. Alex is continuing to lose weight. Here's his week 2 pictures. As you can see, everything's tightening up slowly but surely. You can already see some progress. It's only been 2 weeks. You don't see a lot of progress after the first couple weeks. It usually takes a couple weeks at a time, and that's why you need to understand that everyone's different. Some people see progress immediately, some people it takes a while, but just stay consistent to the process and trust the process. So things are moving nicely, and we're just trying to gauge his body. So from here on out, we're gonna skip to every other week just for time's sake. Week 4, macros 275 carbs, 55 fats, and 220 grams of proteins. Cardio stayed the same, 2 sessions, 300 calories. New average low weight was 207.6 pounds. So another 2-pound drop from the previous week 2. However, his macros did go up another 100 calories in carbs. Reason being is just to gauge his body. Like, we don't need him dropping 3-4 pounds every single week. We don't want him dropping weight as fast as possible. We want him dieting on as much food as possible. So that's why we increase the food little by little just to see what his body does. Here's his week 4 pictures. Stomach flattening out even more. You can see drastic changes even from the back. Like, you can actually see some V-taper now, which was before very rectangular looking. You can definitely see some V-taper coming in. Lats definitely growing, and his waist is shrinking. From the side, you can tell his stomach is slowly but surely flattening out, and everything's moving in the right direction. Week 6, macros 275 carbs, 55 fats, and 220 grams of protein. Cardio was the same, 2 sessions at 300 calories. New average low weigh-in was 205.5 pounds, so about a 1.2 pound drop from week 5 and about a 2 pound drop from week 4. So things are moving perfectly and at a really good place. And here's his week 6 pictures. As you can see, abs are ever so slightly forming. You can see just a little bit of separation in the upper abs coming through from the back. He's getting a lot more definition coming in. I mean, lighting is definitely a lot better than his other pictures, but you can definitely see the transformation taking place from the side. You can see his shoulders coming in, stomach flattening out. Everything is coming, and this looks to be the turning point. Week 8, macros the same, 275 carbs, 55 fats, 220 grams of proteins. Cardio, 2 sessions, 300 calories. New average low weigh-in was 202.8 pounds. So another a little over almost a 2 pound drop from the week prior. Here's his week 8 pictures. Physique tightening up even more. Abs coming in even more. Back is looking better. His back actually looks like it's leaning down faster than his front, which is totally fine and really up to your genetics. But his V-taper is coming through. It looks like his oblique fat is definitely coming down a lot. From the side, stomach is pretty much almost flattened out. His arms are actually looking bigger and more muscular. That could just be illusion, but he's definitely recomping muscle as well, as that's always the goal during this process. Week 10, macros 275 carbs, 55 fats, and 220 grams of protein. Cardio stayed the same, 2 sessions, 300 calories. New average low weigh-in 201.4 pounds. It's only a half pound drop from the week prior, which is all good because it's still progress. And really, we kept macros exactly the same for a lot of this transformation. Reason being, if it's not broken, don't fix it. This is something that all you guys need to remember. Diet on as much food as possible. That's it. Don't cut calories too fast. If you're dropping weight, just keep it there. Like, don't rush the process. This is a problem that I see so many people making. Okay, here's his week 10 pictures. Abs coming in even more. You can see everything just slowly but surely taking shape. From the back, that V-taper is definitely in. Everything's leaning out. You can see a lot more definition back there. From the side, everything's just looking good. Week by week, everything's just tightening up and looking good. The final week, week 12, macros 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 210 grams of proteins. Cardio went up finally, 3 sessions, 300 calories. New average low weigh-in was 199.8 pounds. So he finally broke that 200 pound mark, which is awesome. We did drop macros slightly and increase protein slightly, which is all good. He doesn't really need 220 grams of protein when he weighs 200 pounds. Really, that's personal preference, because some people like to diet on higher protein because it's more satiating for them. It really doesn't matter. Like, we could have even dropped it to 200 and it would have been perfectly fine. But a lot of that is just insurance, so he gets enough protein so he can recomp properly as well. Here's his week 12 pictures. Abs coming in even more. You can see everything ready to just form, really. From the back, V-taper, good definition coming in, and everything is just tightening up. I mean, especially if you look at where Alex started just 12 weeks ago, incredible transformation, a lot of change, and I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes in the next 12 weeks because he's gonna make some amazing progress. And that's the end of the transformation. I just want to say, proud of you, Alex. You showed your family, your kids, that daddy can ascend and put in the work. So I'm super proud of you. Just keep it up. This is only the beginning. I'm super excited to see what the next 12 weeks bring you. It's gonna be crazy. So anyways, for those of you guys looking for online coaching, shoot me an email, gokuflex@gmail.com. Serious inquiries only. For programs, check out my Saiyan Shredding program. I took all my years of knowledge, put it into one ebook for you guys to follow along. Also stay tuned for my Saiyan program, which will be releasing very, very soon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love, Aloha.